Hello everybody and welcome. I'm Leanne. I'm a book artist from the Pacific Northwest. Today I'm going to share with you some ideas that have to do with a quilting type theme. This is what we're going to be making today. Cute, huh? If you like my video, there's 3 things that you can do. Down below you'll see a button where you can give me a thumbs up. I'd appreciate that. Also you can subscribe, and there's a little bell you can hit that means you'll get notifications. Cool, huh? Okay, so now we're going to get going on this. What we're going to be doing is using our scraps, and we're going to be using that to create the pattern. But I start out with the base, and this is just a piece that I cut out from just a normal piece of cardstock. You can make it whatever size that you want. You can take a tag and copy it, or you can just go and make it freeform and create a size that you like. So, let's get going. So I'm going to show you a typical technique that's used for what's called crazy quilting, and that's kind of what this is. This was just a free-form one that I did, and this one here I used just a traditional technique that people use for crazy quilts. For this technique, what you want to do is pick out a center piece, a piece of not fabric, but in this case a piece of awesome paper that you want to use for your middle piece. I think I'm going to use this flower piece. So all I want to do is take my glue stick or glue, whatever you want to use, and put some glue on the middle. Now, you have 2 options as I see it at this point for your paper project. You can either sew it on like this one. I took it over to the sewing machine and I used different sewing techniques to go along each edge. This is wonderful to do. You have to be careful on your sewing machine. If you have your stitches too small and too tight, you could really gum up your sewing machine. Just a little heads up on that one. Fun and fabulous. Let's say you don't want to use it. On something like this, what you're going to do after you get the edges, you're going to just take your black marker or black pen, something like that, and you're going to go on along the edges and create just a faux type stitch. To be honest, that one didn't have it on yet, but we'd be doing it on this one right here. Now the thing to know about that one, if you're going to be doing it on the sewing machine, you just want a little piece of glue kind of right in the middle of your paper as you put it on so you can sew along the edges. If you're going to be using a marker to go along your edges and create that stitching look, you want to glue the entire piece down to have it nice and secure. Okay, now that we have that out of the way, let's pick out our next piece. I might pick out this one. So what you want to do with this technique, you're going to now take your piece and cover it, the area of go over the edge of that middle piece. Boom. So I'm going to use this one here. So I'm going to take my glue gun, I'm going to go over that entire area, and I'm just going to place that however I want it over the top. At this point, what you want to do is go to the back side and go ahead and just give it a clip on those areas that are outside the tag, because then you have a nice clean line again. Okay. Then go ahead and pick out another color. This one I'm going to use, but because this is so light, I want to add just a little bit more to it. I'm going to take my ink, I'm going to kind of do some stuff to the edges, and I'm going to add a little bit of ink. But this is a paper it's an older paper. I don't know if you're familiar with that kind of look. So it'd be a fun one to use. Oh, I kind of like it right over the top of this one. So I'm just going to place that there. So we're going to go in a spiral, place that over. I'm going to glue this rather than my paper. Alright, like that. Now, I can still go over this edge right here afterwards. It's just right now I'm just kind of creating this spiral effect, covering each edge in a row. Now I'm going to place a piece right here. I think I'll save that one for later. I'm going to go with this. This is a piece of just vintage dictionary. So like with the other one, I think I want to just put a little bit of ink on the edge, create a little bit more definition before I put it down. And ink her up and place it down over that edge and the other. This is really easy, isn't it? It's just a nice, smooth going project, and it uses up those scraps. It's just fabulous. Okay, now I want to go over this top edge. This is a piece of my milk dyed paper, and it looks nice with this. So I'm going to use that. Oops. So this one has a nice edge, so I'm just going to go to that edge so I don't have to actually cut it. Okay. Now let's go down here with some music. So, and you can decide whatever angle you want. So I like this one going up a little bit more. So I'm going to go up and I'm going to cover up some of that other area. I'm putting some ink on there to once again just define those edges a little bit more. And then put it up like this. I like how it's turning out. So now at this top, what I think I would like to do is just take a piece of my doily and create just a little pretty top to it. So I'm going to cut off the length that I want. I'm going to use wet glue for my doily because I do want it to hold down. It's got all, you know, being a cutout like that, it's got different heights. And so I think it just would secure better with white glue. Wet glue. Glue. Okay, I've got that on nicely. I'm going to go ahead and just like before, just trim off these pieces that are extending over the edge. Now you do want to be careful with your scissors. Like if you've got a really wet glue, you could really muck up your scissors. So make sure it's not terrible. Not real wet. Okay, so I have a nice little card going here. This right here is kind of plain compared to the other ones. So what I can do some stamping right there, or I can take a pen and do some marks. But I have these little teeny tiny stamps. I think I might do just a little bit of stamping there. And I think I'm going to use a pink ink. I'm going to use this one right here. So to do that, I want to go ahead and mask it off. So I'm going to cover up the areas around it. Here's just a little piece of scrap paper. I want it on 4 sides. That'll be good. So that's going to be protected. So I'm going to take my little stamp. I'm going to go ahead and there you go. See how it just stamped in there and it didn't get on my other pieces around. Perfect. That's exactly what I wanted. Now that I have this out, it'd kind of be nice if I wanted to. I could do the edges with a pink instead of a brown. Okay, let's go ahead and ink up my edges. It makes it start to pop. This little guy's kind of coming off. So I'm going to go back. I'm going to do a little more glue there. And if I see any other scragglers, I'm going to do the same. Now what I can do, I can take my ink and take just the tip of it, just one little edge, and I can go along and reinforce colorings along the lines of my quilt, like that. I'm going to take my just standard hole punch, find my middle, and do a little punch. Okay, now that I have a hole, I can put some string in there. It would look nice with just some, if I can get this cut up or ripped up, some just scraggly cotton coming out there. Let's see if I made this long enough. I think it'll be fine. Okay. Okay. Now what I think would be nice to do is a little loop-de-loop at the bottom. A little scalloped edge. So this is a coffee filter. I'm going to try making a scalloped edge using the coffee filter. So the coffee, I want it to go from here to here. So that's how much room I have to work with. So I'm going to start making my first loop, knowing that I have to finish my loops by the time I get to that other edge. So I made 4. It's got some nice texture to it. Let's see what it looks like with my tag. I like it with it. So let's go ahead and cut the back up, make it a little more straight. I've got the coffee brand on the back. That's okay. That adds personality. If that bothers you though when you do it, either don't do it, or pick a piece that doesn't have the writing all over it, like maybe over here. You know, I like that. I think that's really cute on it. Okay. Now that we have that, I'm going to take my pen. This is just a normal ink pen. This is what I'm going to try using right here and see how it goes. If I had a black pen right here, black marker, that would just be fabulous. So all I'm doing is making little marks as if I were sewing, or it was sewn on a sewing machine, just little dashes. So if you don't have a sewing machine, or you didn't want to take out your sewing machine, this is nice little busy work, and it works out fine. Looks cool. When you see it in a book, your eye's going to look at it and it's going to just immediately read as sewing. So try to keep your stitches the same size. If you have problems keeping a good line, grab a piece of cardstock, put it right where you're going to be doing it, and then just kind of do your lines right along the cardstock edge, and then you'll get just a nice straight line of sewing. So I don't want to really go over the top of my lace. I did there, but I don't like it as much. Okay, goes like that. Next, what you want to do is just grab some things, that's blank, grab some things to do additional embellishment. Okay, let me just clear up my mess first. Okay, so like in this card right here, see, I would add little things to add extra embellishments. That's what you want to do on this card at this time. Now you can keep it just like this. I think it's adorable just like this. But if you want to add little things to it, now's the time to do it. Here's just a little piece of leftover lace. I like that in the corner. Just adds a little more personality. So now I've got these. These are just from the dollar store. I personally like cutting them apart. I don't use them as a strip usually. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take this little piece, and to make sure my pieces actually stay, I'm going to put little glue marks, and then I also know right where I'm going to be placing it. And it's going to hold on a little bit better because I put glue there. Sometimes these little sticker things work fine, and sometimes they work terribly. So glue's your friend. Okay, there's that. Let's see what else I've got. So here's a different color. These are also from the dollar store. I'm telling you, there's just some great things about the dollar store. I'm going to put 2 down at the bottom and then 1 at the top right there. That's my plan. Got that open spot. I'm not sure I want the 2, so I'm going to just play with that first. I think I like it on this one. So I'm going to put 2 dots. Now this is just a little rose that I have. It's a little scrap from some other project. I'm not sure what. Doesn't really matter, but I think I would like to put a rose in here. So let me see if I can figure out where to make that work. Kind of like it right there. I do want the edges a little bit inked up. Oh, that goes nicely, cutting the edges. So, and then seeing that, I almost wonder if I want a little bit of stamping at the top there. Actually, I have this little birdie. I think it would be cute right there. Let me do my edges and see what it looks like. So you can use your cutouts to add the decorations. Oh, there you go. Is that too busy? It just depends on the look that you're going for. This will be a little pretty classic look. This just adds a whole different feel to it. So whatever you want to do. So I'm going to just add a touch of inking up here. I don't really want to do the... Oh yeah, I like that. So it keeps this as your main focal point as far as the added little things. Your eye's going to first go to the middle because it's dark. I don't know, maybe it'll go there first. Either way, whatever your eye does, it's fine. Alright, so there you go. That's how you make these gorgeous, quick and easy quilted tags. Crazy quilt tags. Fun, isn't it? Fun, easy, and it's fabulous because you use your scraps. Hope you have a great day. Make sure you like the video below, give me a thumbs up, subscribe, and hit that bell. See you next time with some other new ideas. Talk to you later. Bye.